Hi, this is Bayer here. This is day 3 of the third event, the last event of November for PoE. So this is the Shifting Stones event, and I have done a live-based popcorn SRS rather than a hit-based one, which I did last event. I really wanted to test the life scaling on this. It's actually pretty good. I'll run into the details later. But this isn't necessarily a hit-based build. This is actually a dot build. So let me do a Maven 10 invite to kind of give you a rough gauge. I'm not doing this rare because I'm not that tanky. I haven't really focused on defenses.
The long-awaited event is finally here. Mortal flesh is so fallible. Twin terrors.
Escape me, little piggy. You won't escape me.
Storm and hunt. Life is so brutal. Time to up the stakes. Storm and hunt. Another challenger? Shadow, rise and fight. Life is so brittle. Storm and hunt. Until next time.
It's not too bad, to be frank. Oops.
Waiting.
Stop. Okay. It's not too bad, to be frank. I haven't done anything else other than the two main watchstones from the quest. So I've got a lot more to do if I really want to continue playing this. But yeah, 2 watchstones, about 97 maps completed. Currently at level 90. Mostly because I've been dying like once in a while. I'll hit to like 70% and then I'll die, which is unfortunate. But as you can tell, the damage is pretty good. It can deal damage without having to like stay in a position, so you can just dodge it a lot, and it's cool that way. It is a damage over time build. It is not a minion hit build, and also it's a damage over time build that scales off minion life. So I'm gonna run through this because I think it's actually pretty strong, and I think this build is kind of underrated at the moment. So this is popcorn SRS for one. It does use minion instability with summon raging spirits, and then it uses Sentinel of Radiance. So I have this strong belief that I think for popcorn SRS, if you're going a damage over time setup, Guardian's actually better. And Guardian's better not because of the of the base stats it gives off, because if you look at Necro gives you like 20% more life and just like 50% increased damage or something. Guardian doesn't have that. So what Guardian has that makes up for it is actually this. So Sentinel Radiance is very, very strong because it does give an RF, damage over time aura. That aura by itself clears T16s. Like you can definitely kill like rares with it, but most of the time you run through like white mobs or like even blues or rares, magic mobs, you be able to kill them just with the Sentinel Radiance. So most of the time all you do is you like keep it up and then use a Convocation to drag it along with you, and it will just burn everything in a huge area of effect. So the reason why I feel like if you're going damage over time, this is Guardian's better is just because they have like 2 damage options. You have your Summon Raging Spirits and you also have this, right? So yeah. So with Summon Raging Spirits, what I'm doing is I'm actually doing Summon Raging Spirits Ignite. I'm not doing a hit-based build, I'm doing an Ignite build. And I'm doing a Ignite build because I have Mark of the Red Covenant. And this is usually a very, very cheap unique. This is like less than 1 Chaos in day 1. That's how cheap it is. And the reason why this is good is because it gives you 240% increased damage, 250% increased damage at max. And 250% increased damage is almost like 34 is, wait, hold up, let me think. It's like 30% more damage kind of thing. So this is how good this helmet is. The downside to it is that you can only summon like 5 maximum Raging Spirits. The I don't really see this as an issue because 5 max raging spirits don't really matter when you don't care too much about the number of raging spirits you have in play. You only care about the size of the raging spirit explosions, which creates the ignite. The second reason for this is why you use this as well is because summon raging spirits hits always ignite. That means all your minion instability hits will have a 100% chance to ignite. So yeah, so it's 100% chance to ignite on raging spirits, and then you have 250% increased damage on raging spirit, which is about 30% more damage. All right, so this is kind of the reason why Marco Red Covenant is good. Let's touch on the links. So for the links of this, I'm going for burning damage support, minion life, Infernal Legion support. I went for Anomalous because this gives me 50% of their maximum life as fire damage, so they expire faster. I have Combustion support. This is more fire damage as well as the minus 10 fire resistances. Level 21 Summon Raging Spirit and Ignite Proliferation. Right, so more fire damage, more ignite damage, and then Ignite Proliferation, which is like really good for maps. You notice I'm not using Unleash because I don't really care too much about Unleash. Look at this. If I would have just max channel this, I have like 3 to 4 max fire summon raging spirits up. If I have Unleash, it's just 4 or 5, like 5 or something like that. It doesn't really make a huge difference, and because it's ignite, the hit base is not as like you don't have to focus on it as much. Okay, let's talk about scaling damage in terms of like just raw stats. For one, Tawakai is important. Tawakai is important because it helps your minions, raging spirits expire faster. So they explode really fast. The increased damage and maximum life here is also pretty important. So I would, I'm getting this for that reason. Minions have minus 16 to chaos resistances. This is to help the SRS expire faster due to the damage it takes from the take 20% of their maximum life per second as chaos damage. Right. Say the last almost like 1 second or less. You have very instantaneous damage. It feels very good to play. The rest of your gear pieces are going to be quite straightforward. For your gloves, for your chest, and for your boots, you're mainly going for resistances, especially on your chest. You don't really want life here because you can get the mastery on your passive tree. But yeah, and then for gloves and boots, you definitely want to go life and life regen. So I'll explain why I'm going life regen later. But yeah, so life regen, resistances, movement speed obviously for boots, and strength wherever you can get it, because you need quite a bit of strength. For your ring system is the same thing, I guess. I'm going for cast speed on my 2 rings. And the reason being is because I don't have Unleash. I'm heavily relying on just my cast speed to be able to spam out summon raging spirits. So it makes it a lot smoother as well. So for rings, it's resistances, life, cast speed. I'm not going for the minion rings, and I'm not going for the minion rings for the reason that it does increase the resistances of your minions unless you corrupt the implicit off. And when it gives you resistances for your minions, they expire slower because of Infernal Legion. Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm not going for those. Also because I don't really have enough space for stats. You know, I don't have like I still need res, right? I'm kind of above res care, but yeah, I still need res, so yeah, it goes on rings. Belt is pretty straightforward. It's going to be a Darkness and Throne. I've got another 100% one here. Bought this for 2.5 divines. But yeah, so put in minion life with damage, increased damage when you use a minion skill recently. Ghastly Jewels. So I've got one here with energy shield and one here with life. So yeah, this gives me quite a bit of damage boost as well as minion life. If you want to look at my minion life right now, I have a 540% minion life modifier. And when I have casted a minion skill, it's 387% minion damage modifier. For SRS alone, you add an additional 250 on top of that. So it's close to 600 actually. 630 increased damage for SRS. Okay. Let's talk about the rest of the skill links, I guess. Gem links. Wave of Conviction here with Flammability and Hex Touch. This is for, I'll have one button for Wave of Conviction and I'll just get Flammability along with it. So this is pretty useful. Wave of Conviction is also really big AoE, so it's helpful that way as well. Some Skitter bots with Unbound Ailments. This is to give me chill effect and shock effect. This gives increased effect on non-damaging elements, so it goes up to 40% shock and 40% chill. This gives me more damage, mainly because this is one of the only few ways you can skill minion instability and ignite damage, so definitely go for this. Defiance banner just for armor, as well as less crit taken, less chance of crit taken. Convocation, obviously to keep bringing your what's it called again? Sentinel Radiance with you. Flame Dash, mobility, determination for armor, temper shield for spell block. Attack and spell block right now, I have both of them at about 50 something %. They're not capped, unfortunately. It takes a lot more investment to get them capped, and personally I didn't really see a point in it, so I think 50% is fine. Divine Blessing support with malevolence and increased duration and generosity. Okay, so what is this for? This is actually for your minions, right? So Divine Flesh gives you a 28% increased aura effect, and this gives you like 36% increased effect aura of auras. So the amount of more damage over time you are creating for your minions is like close to 50%, I think, along with your passives. So yeah, although the malevolence doesn't affect you, it doesn't really matter because you don't care. You only care about your minions getting increased damage over time. So this boosts both your Sentinel Radiance as well as your SRS as creating ignites. Alright, let's go into the skill tree and cover the passive the passive tree and passive allocations. You're pathing up here. You don't path down here because it's not as efficient. You get all the life nodes here because those are really good. Actually, you pretty much grab every life node you can possibly get on this tree. And life node, minion damage, minion life nodes. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so go here, life nodes. Here, reservations. Here, obviously minion damage as well as minion life. So these are really, really good nodes. You want to get minions have 30% increased area of effect. This is to boost your SRS explosions as well as your Sentinel Radiance aura, RF aura damage. Alright, so you want as many jewel sockets as possible because you want a lot of Ghastly Eye jewels. I'm trying to look for Ghastly Eye jewels with life, max minimum life, and damage, increased minion damage when you use a minion skill, but you know, getting those are really, really hard, so I only got 2 of them, which are these. The rest of them are just mostly just max life and minion life. If I have res on top of that, that's great because that helps reduce my need for suffixes. So path here, get life as well. Up here, Zealots off. I'll explain why later. Up here, you get your first cluster. You always go for a 8 cluster minion damage. 8 passive skills minion damage cluster. Call to the Slaughter and Feasting Fiends is what I would suggest. You can go for 3 notable ones, but I think they're really expensive, so I didn't bother. These were like super cheap. I crafted them myself. And then up here, you go for like you're gonna have a lot of these. So I have 4 right now, which is minion life clusters. So medium clusters with minion life. What you want is increased effect, resistances, and ideally attributes. Right, so you get quite a bit of attributes here and quite a bit of elemental resistance from here, as well as 15% minion life per node. So yeah, you're basically stacking a crap ton of minion life like this. You have sockets as well, Ghastly Eye jewels, the same thing. So as you path here, you're going for the life nodes here, you're going for Mind Over Matter. I'll explain why later as well. This works with Zealot's Oath. And then you go for, I have an Amanamu's Gaze. So Amanamu's, this cost me about 4 divines. It gives you 30% damage over time multiplier for minions, which is about 30% more damage for your minions. Both your Sentinel Radiance as well as your Popcorn SRS ignites. You're going for this. This is for damage as well as minion duration, although the minion duration doesn't really matter that much. You path here, you're going for life. You're going for, I think this is mostly for the resistances as well as strength and dexterity. The chance to ignore stuns is also pretty helpful, so yeah. Path here, you get life damage, minion life, minion damage, life here for yourself. Yeah, so the 2 life masteries you get on here and here are the 50 maximum life as well as the 15% increased maximum life. Parthia, get more sockets. This one I didn't have a ghastly as well, but this is pretty good. Maximum life, 11% increase maximum life for minions, and recoup. So this is not too bad. Parthia, minion instability. This is your main source of damage for your SRS. Path up here. Get Eldritch Battery, and then your last jewel socket, last cluster socket. So the last cluster socket, same thing. 8 passives. Call to Slaughter as well as Feasting Fiends, and then you have a medium clusters, all minion life, resistances if possible, attributes if possible. Yeah, pretty much it. Let me talk about why I'm going for Eldritch Battery, Mind Over Matter, as well as Zealot. I've got all the life regen correct, and it's being converted to energy regen. So I've got 300 energy regen per second, and because I have Eldritch Battery, so it goes like this. Basically, I have like infinite mana. I don't have to worry about mana too much. Summon Raging Spirit is pretty high in mana consumption. But then again, also, if I did Eldritch Battery without Mind Over Matter, I pretty much can't use this as a health pool, right? There's energy shield that's taken out by max health. So to solve that problem, what I'm doing is I'm doing Eldritch Battery and Mind Over Matter. So even though I have this being used as mana, it can also is technically being used as life again because of Mind Over Matter. Zealot's Oath as well as life regen is being used to keep this up. So I have stuff like I still have like energy shield to cast stuff, even when I'm taking damage. It also helps pretty much with getting the Divine Blessing up, because I need quite a bit of energy shield for Divine Blessing. All in all, I like this build quite a bit. It is pretty easy to accomplish at league start. Okay, it's pretty easy to accomplish at league start. I would say that you could probably get this done in the first day. I've not really not this and not Amanamus, but you could probably get most of these in place by about the first or second day if you play really efficiently. But personally, you know, by day 3, day 4, you should like hit a pretty decent pace. Like you'll be able to do T16 maps, you'll be able to do invitations, you'll be able to do like, I think you can even do like these maps. So like Chimera, like all the Shaper, what's it called again? You can do Shaper maps, you can do Elder maps, as well as like Crusader, is it Crusader? Yeah, Conqueror maps. So yeah, not too bad. If anything, if I could improve something, it would just be to probably more armor, make myself more tanky. I was thinking of doing this, but I haven't really gotten about to doing this, so I'm trying to think of getting a 4th vial, ramping up armor to like maybe 20k, and then putting Divine Flesh on the build. I have to take out 8 passive somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to take it from, and put it here. So Divine Flesh over here, that sort of thing. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, well, 6 here. This would be faster. So path here, do Divine Flesh with 6 passive points, and then improve tankiness this way. Yeah. So that would have been my plan if I had more time. But I think pretty much kind of don't. I mean, I'm probably gonna stop here. Have I tried other? Did I manage to try more Mischief? Yes, I did. It's terrible. Don't do that. It's great with, I think, Elementalist, but it's not good with Guardian. Have I tried Mother's Embrace? That I'll have to see later. I don't think it makes sense now that I think about it. And the reason why I don't think it makes sense is for the reason that you can't really like Ignite scales off mostly from Gemlings, right? So your Gemlings actually give you a lot of Ignite damage, so it doesn't make sense to like pop this guy with 0 links, even though he has like 248,000, 250k life. It doesn't make sense because he also like does fire damage equals to 30% of his maximum life per second. So you don't need to do that. You have minion stability. It doesn't, like, minion stability is 30% on a single pop, and this is like 30% every time, like every second. So it doesn't make sense to pop this. So I actually think that's a bad build now. So I think this is probably the ideal setup where you have Sentinel Radiance doing like RF kind of damage, and then you have like Sound Raging Spirits doing like ignites. Yeah. Could I put a Replica Siege Breaker here? Yeah, I could. I think Replica Siege Breaker is possible. I don't think it's ideal though, mainly because Replica Siege Breaker is only gonna boost the give you damage that scales off Sound Raging Spirits. It's not gonna bother about this at all because you're not gonna pop this, so it's not gonna die, and so yeah, you won't get that burning ground effect from this 250,000 life Sentinel Radiance. So yeah, for sure. I don't think Replica Siege Breaker makes sense. Flasks are pretty straightforward. Granite Flask, Quicksilver, Sulfur. The Divine Sulfur Flask, and 2 Divine Flasks for life. Yep, all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Live Popcorn SRS is actually, I would think it's better. Now that I've tried it, I think it's better than hit-based SRS. I think hit-based SRS has better in-game scaling if you like have like 200 divines kind of thing and you want to put in a build. Yeah, sure, Popcorn SRS will not scale with 200 divines, but Popcorn SRS can get you into the door. So I would suggest, like, if you league style, you do Popcorn SRS. You can scale the hit base if you really want down the road, for sure. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. I'll probably play this a bit more, like, but what I plan to do is like get better Eldritch Implicits here and here. Maybe get a better wand. Maybe get better clusters. I don't know. We'll see how. I'll probably start doing like invites. Oh yeah, let's talk about Ascendancy points. Holy shit. Radiant Crusade. Unwavering Crusade, I'm not too sure. I may not want this. It doesn't make sense. Like, does hatred, anger, and wrath actually benefit me? I don't think so. But then again, if I go here, like, it's kind of pointless, isn't it? Because I don't have many auras. Like, it doesn't do much, right? And then the links here, like, are kind of meh as well. This could be okay, but the problem is regenerate doesn't work for me anymore because I've got zealots. So yeah, I don't think it's ideal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so Bastion of Hope, Unwavering Crusade, Radiant Crusade, and Radiant Faith. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I am considering the fact that it's quite possible to run this on Inquisitor and then get Radiant Crusade as a Forbidden Jewel combination. That's also something you could try to accomplish. I think that would make sense, because I think Inquisitor is a lot more tanky than Guardian. So yeah, that's that. Do miss out on 20% minion damage though, and a bit of armor. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace. Bye.